At the beginning of the movie in Ohio, Scott Thomas, who has just graduated from high school, is dumped by his girlfriend Fiona. That evening, Scotty attends a graduation party with his best friend Cooper Harris, where they meet their other friend Jenny and her twin brother Jamie. The twins are planning a trip to Europe and Jenny shares her excitement with them. As they were talking, the band at the party plays a song about the relationship Fiona had with the lead singer. Everyone at the party enjoys the song except Scotty. Drunk and angry, Scotty returns home and tells everything to his German pen pal Mika, with whom he has been friends for a few years. Mika expresses her sympathy about Fiona breaking up with him and takes the opportunity to ask Scotty to meet in person. But Scotty thinks Mika is a boy and hence everything she says looks wrong to him. Thinking that Mika is a sexual predator, Scotty tells Mika to stay away from him. The next day morning, Scotty's brother Bert is in his room, reading his chats, and he is amazed seeing how harshly Scotty rejected a girl. Confused by that, Scotty pulls out a photo Mika sent him and shows Bert the guy in that picture, whom Scotty believes to be Mika. But Bert tells him that Mika is a popular feminine name in Germany and the girl in that photo is Mika, not the guy. Meanwhile, in Berlin, Mika blocks Scotty after seeing his rejection message. Later that day, Cooper arrives at Scotty, who then tells Cooper what a mistake he made with Mika. Scotty also tells him that he enjoyed talking to her and now that he knows she is a girl, he had feelings for her. But unfortunately for him, he has no way to contact her since she has blocked him. Cooper then tells him that there is only one thing he can do and that is to go to Berlin and apologize to Mika in person. Scotty doesn't think that is a great option, but when Cooper mentioned Fiona, Scotty makes up his mind and decides to go to Berlin, where he can meet Mika and apologize to her. But for the travel and other expenses, the boys don't have any cash with them. As a solution to that problem, they decide to go to Germany as a courier boy and just deliver a package somewhere near Berlin. But when they reach the courier service, the boys find out there are no packages to Berlin for a week. Instead, there is something to London. Since there is no other option, Scotty and Cooper take that package to London. On the flights, Cooper reveals his true intention for the trip, which is to have sex with European girls. After arriving in London, they find out the bus to Berlin leaves only on the next day. They have enough time before the bus leaves, and since there is no age restriction for drinking in London, the boys go to a nearby bar. However, the bar is a private Manchester United fan club, and there they meet Mad Maynard, who is the leader of that club. In an effort to get close to them, Scotty tells they are also Manchester fan club members from Ohio. Maynard doesn't believe them and hence asks Scotty to sing Manchester's theme song. Scotty starts singing some random song. As everyone gets ready to beat them, Maynard thinks the song Scotty sang to be pretty good and accepts them into the bar. Everyone together drinks and sings the same song repeatedly. Meanwhile, Mika's friend tries to help her unblock Scotty and she tells him that Scotty was the love of her life. But her friend grabs her, puts her on the table, and starts kissing. At this point, Scotty wakes up on a bus and realizes that he was dreaming about Mika and her friend. He then hears from Maynard that they are going to France to watch a game in Paris. When the bus reaches Paris, the Manchester fans run off to beat someone on the street and the boys use that opportunity to escape from them. They then call their twin friends Jenny and Jamie, who were already in Paris, and meet up with them. The twins are surprised to hear that Scott came all the way to Europe for a girl. After that, they all visit the Louvre Museum, but because of the crowd outside, they couldn't get inside. As they were waiting outside, Scotty and Cooper notice a man performing a robotic dance and feel a little creepy about it. Scotty then decides to put forward a robotic dance of his own for the viewers. But the other guy is angry that his territory has been violated and they both get into a fight where Scotty eventually wins after crushing his balls. Later that night, while they were dining, Cooper suggests that the twins come with them to Berlin. Jenny agrees to that, but Jamie hesitates to join them. But Scotty somehow convinces Jamie and they all together decide to go to Berlin. The next day, they buy train tickets and Jamie keeps them in his travel belt bag so that they won't lose it. Cooper then notices a good back of a girl, but it turns out to be Jenny, whom he does not even consider to be a girl. As they were about to leave, Jenny meets a handsome guy and they both introduce each other. Before they both have any time, the boys call her and she will be forced to leave the handsome guy and go with her friends. They do not go straight to Berlin, instead decide to enjoy their Euro trip a little bit. As they are in their cabin, a Frenchman comes into their compartment and makes himself comfortable between Cooper and Jamie. They want to send him outside, but since they don't know the language, they allow him to be with them. However, as the journey continues, the Frenchman gets more comfortable and he even removes his pants. But this time, the boys gather courage and kick him out of the compartment. They get off the train at Cagnes-sur-Mer in northern France and after hearing about the nude beach, they decide to have a visit. But when they reach there, they are disappointed to see the view, which is the entire beach and filled with only men. Things get worse when Jenny arrives and the whole beach crowd notices a girl, but they run and escape from the crowd before anything bad happens. They then continue their journey and, on the train, Scotty takes out all the emails he sent Mika and is confused about what he will tell her when he sees her. But Cooper reassures him, saying everything will be alright. While sleeping, Scotty will have another dream about Mika in which he is making out with her. But when he wakes up, he sees the Frenchman touching and licking him. They reach Amsterdam and find out they must wait until morning for their next train. Cooper then finds a flyer about the hottest club in the city and decides to go there. When he reaches there, Cooper is greeted by the hostess, who tells him that it is the most erotic club in Amsterdam, where all his fantasies will be fulfilled. Scotty and Jenny visit a nearby coffee shop and enjoys their legal hash brownies. Meanwhile, Jamie goes to a camera store to get a new battery and to have his camera cleaned. The saleswoman compliments his photography skills and says he is cute. She then asks him to meet at the back side of the store, and when they meet, she blows him. Back at the club, the hostess tells Cooper that sometimes customers usually yell no, but mean yes. For this, she writes a word on a piece of paper and gives it to him, asking him to say that word when he really needs to stop. Cooper does not want to stop, so he does not check the word. But when the action begins, the mood in the room changes and two men come in for the foreplay. As they are about to put clamps on his testicles, Cooper remembers the word hostess gave him to stop the action. Unfortunately, the word is in gibberish and he cannot read it. Jamie, who is enjoying with a saleswoman, gets robbed by a thief and they lose all their money and passports. And Jenny and Scotty begin to freak out at the cafe thinking they are high. But the waiter comes in and explains to them that they are a normal bakery and do not sell marijuana brownies. They all meet on the street and would rather not talk about what happened. Jamie comes in like a new man and tells them they have been robbed and also tells them that he had a great night. Cooper is angry that Jamie is the only one who got to hook up in Amsterdam. Since they don't have any money, they try to hitchhike to Berlin. After a while, a truck stops and the driver does not speak English. Scotty asks him with his broken German if he can take them to Berlin. The driver tells them a few of the illegal things he did in Berlin and says he will not set foot in Berlin. Scotty takes that as a yes and they get into the truck. Due to the language misunderstanding, they end up in Bratislava instead of Berlin. They count their leftover cash and come up with $1.83. But with the Bratislava exchange rate, they will be able to afford a 5-star hotel and luxurious service. Later that night, they visit a local club and get drunk. Jenny then meets the same guy she met in Paris and he takes her to the VIP room. In the room, the guy tells Jenny that he is married and bisexual. Jenny leaves him and joins the boys and gets drunk again. After some time, Cooper sees Jamie making out with someone, which once again makes him feel like a loser that he still got no action. But when the girl turns around, it turns out to be Jenny. After a while, the twins also realize it themselves and are both in shock as they are siblings. The next day, a Slovak man drives them to Berlin, where they learn that Mika has left with a summer tour group and will be reachable in Rome for only a short time. Scotty tells his friends to call their parents and find a way to get home, because he has made up his mind to go to Rome, but they are not ready to leave Scotty behind. Jamie then sells his camera and arranges some money with which they buy the ticket to Rome. The group then travels to Vatican City in Rome, where Mika is on a tour before spending the summer at sea. While looking for Mika inside the Vatican, Scotty and Cooper unintentionally ring the bell announcing the death of the Pope. Scotty appears on a balcony and spots Mika in the cheering crowd below, who have mistaken him for the newly elected Pope. While all this happens, the current Pope is watching everything on TV. When the Swiss guards realize what is happening, they arrest Scotty and Cooper for their behavior. However, the London-based Manchester United football hooligans appear at the Vatican unexpectedly and they force the guards to free Scotty and Cooper. Finally, Scotty introduces himself to Mika and declares his love for her. He makes Mika happy, and before she departs on her trip, they have sex in a confession booth. While Jamie stays in Europe after being hired by Arthur Frommer, Scotty, Jenny, and Cooper return to Ohio. Inside the plane, Cooper and Jenny give in to their urges and have sex in the airplane bathroom. After reaching back, Scotty moves to Oberlin College in the fall term to begin his studies. During a phone conversation with Cooper, who is dating Jenny, Cooper asks what Scotty's new roommate looks like. Before he answers him, Mika knocks on the door of his room, having been assigned to the same room because of another misunderstanding about her name. Scotty and Mika then kiss and get into bed together, with Cooper calling for Scotty on the other end of a cell phone.
Thank you for watching. It may be easy for you to like and subscribe, but it means the world to us. Please subscribe for more movie recaps.